I just want, my thing about this is I hope that all of the young girls are watching this. I hope that this artist, I was not a huge fan of this kid. I only knew that one song. But I hope that this artist is a popular artist, especially with Gen Z and with Gen Alpha, because I want the young kids out there, especially young girls, but this also applies to young boys. This applies to young they, thems. This applies to young people in general. I hope y'all are watching this, especially my little girls. I hope you're watching this. This is one of the reasons why I talk about age gap relationships on this podcast. Age gap relationships are dangerous. These dudes, especially who are engaging in these age gap relationships, who are 5, 10, 20, 30 years older, engaging in these age gap relationships with these children. Celeste was 10 or 11 when he met her. Engaging in these relationships with these teenage girls. You're a 47-year-old man dating a 21-year-old. Are you okay? Shannon Sharp. 50-something-year-old man, and you just got sued by a 19-year-old who now never has to work a day in her life again because you couldn't control yourself and keep it in your pants, and you chasing after little kids. I hope the young people are watching this. Girls especially, these older men are dangerous. Okay? They are dangerous. It's not just a matter of the fact that they are creeps. Any old man who's checking for you as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult is a creep. And not only is he a creep, but he is dangerous. Why is he dangerous? Because he is a predator. That is a predatory mindset. The type of man who is checking for little children to date, that is a predatory mindset. And that applies to older women too. There's some weird ass old women out here too. Some of them in Hollywood, I'm not going to name some names, but why are you in your 40s always dating 21-year-old athletes? I'm not going to name no names. But girls, especially these older men, this is predatory behavior. Think about how a predator works, okay? A predator is going to go after the weakest prey. A predator is going to go after the youngest prey, the oldest prey, the sickest prey, because they're gonna have the least amount of resistance, right? And I know when you're young, you don't wanna hear that. You're like, I know what I'm doing. And you're right, you do know what the hell you're doing. You just have a limited amount of experience. You started a job on day 1, you're not gonna be able to do the things that you can do on day 100, right? That's life. You start life on day 1, you're not gonna be able to do the things that you can do on day 100 because you just don't have the experience, and that's okay. But these dudes, these old dudes, they see that and they're going after that because they want to control you. And they want to have complete control over you and brainwash you because they know you don't have that much experience in life, so they can tell you any nonsense and you'll believe them. And especially when you're young, you're always, one of the things about being young is like you're always worried about proving yourself, right? That's something you got to work out of, that's just a part of life, a part of childhood, a part of teenage life, a part of your 20s, right? It's proving yourself, always being worried what other people are thinking about you, right? Y'all, they take advantage of that. I know how these dudes operate. They be talking to you, whispering in your ear, talking about you just don't get it because you're so young. You just don't get it because, you're only this age and, you don't know. And you, because you're young and you don't want to seem like you don't know. You don't want to seem like you are naive. You act like you're like, no. And you're constantly trying to prove that. And they take advantage of that. They're taking advantage of your desire to prove that you are not naive, that you are willing to go to the extremes and do things that you're uncomfortable doing just to prove that you're not young, you're not naive, and that you're mature. It is time for us to change the narrative around age gap relationships from, she's mature for her age. I'm young at heart. We need to change the narrative from that to these dudes are creeps. These dudes are creeps. They are weirdos. They are predators. They are dangerous. They will hurt you, baby girl. They will hurt you, and they will hurt you and keep on performing in their tour. They will hurt you, girl. And we need to change that narrative. No, the idea that, oh, he's choosing me because I'm special. Yeah, he is choosing you because you're special. But that's not the end of it. He's choosing you because you're special because he wants to take your specialness and destroy it. They get off on that. These psycho men, they get off on that. They get off on breaking you down, humbling you. I'm sure you've heard dudes talking about humbling women. They get off on that. So yeah, yes, you are a bright star. You are special. And they see that, and predators take advantage of that. And your job is to recognize that these are predators. No matter how much they talk, sweet to you, no matter how much they love bomb you. And even if they're rich and wealthy and successful, that doesn't make up for the fact that they're checking for little children. It actually makes it worse. Because if they're rich and they are wealthy and connected and successful, that means they have access to almost any woman, man, person that they want to. Let's keep it real. So why would they be checking for a child? Think about it, baby girl. Think about it. Why would a rich man who has access to supermodels, beautiful celebrities, has access to all the beautiful, why would that man be checking for a 13-year-old when he's in his 20s? Think about it. It makes it worse. Girl, I just really want young women to change this narrative. That, I'm special. I'm mature for my age. He's young at heart. That's not what's going on. He's a creep. He's a predator. And women his age don't want him, which is why he's coming after you. Because women his age can see that he's a creep from a mile away. Women his age can see that he is a predator, that he is dangerous from a mile away. So they stay clear. That's why he's coming and checking for you at 13, you at 16, you at 22. That's why he's coming to check for you at those ages, because the women his age don't want him because they see you. I want young girls, your lives are in jeopardy dealing with these old men. So please, girl, please, baby girl, please stay away from these old men. And if you don't have, the problem a lot of times is like, you don't have a safe parent to go to, right? If you don't have a safe parent or family member to go to, do your damnedest to try to find somebody. Find a teacher you trust. Find an older sibling you trust. Find an older cousin, an auntie, an uncle, a neighbor that you trust. Go to the goddamn cops if you have to. Go online and ask people, what do you think about the situation? They'll tell you straight up. So I just, wanted to get that out there. Girls, young children, young teenagers. And again, I'm focusing especially on girls because that's the vast majority, percentage-wise, proportionally, it's young girls being exploited like this. But you little boys too. There are creepy old women and creepy old men checking for you too, okay? It's the same. It's the same across the board. So yeah,